I think they need to bring more stuff to Akron because they took everything away from here. They took everything away. We used to have D&K. We had.
Did you grow up in Akron?
Yeah, pretty much all my life. I've been here since I was 9 years old.
Yeah, okay. I didn't grow up and go to high
I've
school.
been here since I was 9 years old, and I can
came here at a
remember
young age.
Woolworths, D&K. We had My Joe's restaurants and stuff, reasonable places. You can go eat for a decent meal. They took all that away. There's nothing here but bars. Downtown is nothing but bars. There's nothing here for nobody else but bars, and they need to change that.
What they say is Akron is bought up by Suma and Akron U.
Akron U, exactly.
Suma and Akron U bought up a lot of property in Akron and have been doing a lot of building and renovating and expanding. Suma and Akron U. And Akron U, it's a college town now. A lot of people admit that it's a college town.
Right.
And it's geared towards young people, college people, their families, high affluent people that have money for college. College is very expensive, and their families, and bars that cater to young 20-somethings, people that can afford to spend money on alcohol and having a good time on the weekend, Joe. And during the week, there's no place for average people to buy groceries or linen, gloves, socks, underwear, things they need. Average people, they want to come downtown and do that.
Out to buy stuff like that, you can't get it downtown Akron no more.
Yeah. That's a lot of cities are like that too.
That's an interesting point, and just to kind of talk about that more. I mean, the fact that a lot of people think, you bring in this university development, it's a really good thing for the economy, but it has an impact on people. I mean, and how has it impacted you on your day-to-day basis? I mean, besides not having access to.
I stayed in an apartment building. I stayed in a place like Midtown. You know Midtown, everybody hated to run?
Midtown.
I can't remember. I don't know if Akron U bought it out or
I think Suma's
they bought the building.
Suma's got tore down, flattened.
They gave us money to move.
Akron, you bought that, sold it to Suma.
They gave us a certain money a day. We had to get out, but because they wanted that area. I bet they want to Haven the rest too.
I heard they're trying to buy it,
They
but
want
I
that
don't
whole
know.
area because they want to build businesses there. They don't want the people that's homeless hanging around that area. That's just a fact.
Yeah, but where do they expect these people to go?
Unless they build new
that stayed
remission.
there, just like they did up there on State Street.
Yeah.
They took that building. Where do they expect all these people to go? Look how many homeless people we got. It shouldn't even be like this.
It shouldn't be.
It should not be like this.
Big business take over.
People out here suffering, We shouldn't have to suffer. We suffer enough. Why should people be out here panhandling to try to make it? Why are people being homeless trying to make it? That's a big stress on people. That's a big stress. And I mean, people just can't deal with a lot of stress. And some people don't know how to maintain out here being alone.
Without no jobs being here in
There's no
Akron.
jobs. What do they expect people to
People
do?
wind up becoming homeless because of that.
Right.
Because they can't pay their landlord, and he evicts them, and he puts them out here in the street. They don't have nowhere to go. The Haven gets full, you're out here in the street. You got to survive the best way you can.
So with the argument that, they would say, okay, well, this development is going to bring in new jobs. And then if they bring in new jobs, then some of the homelessness will be
Jobs
helping.
to a certain number of the population,
If you're
a
in
certain
the unit.
class of population. Now, uneducated, non-affluent, not young, older Americans, people that are that have spent their time and maybe made a few mistakes aren't applicable for those jobs. They're geared for young people, people with good records, people with never made no mistakes, and have fresh people. Those jobs are geared for them, or with skills or things like that, So people that are down and out or people that have had problems are not applicable for those jobs, and they're, it's harder on them, So I do believe that people in America are open for a rude awakening. We can tighten our belts a lot more than we already do. There are countries they don't have clean water or proper toiletries, where they use the restroom, and food is scarce, and they survive, they live, and they have children, and they have families and friends, and they survive. We have a long way to go before it gets bad. It can get a lot worse, and I think one day it will.
Is there one or two positive things that in the midst of, knowing that the city is going to push forward with this development and they're going to work on getting, more affluent folks in here. I mean, what are some things that they can still do to preserve, the blue collar, sort of less skilled workers and provide some kind of resource and income source for them? How do you keep both? Can you keep both?
I think that the program they have for felons, hiring felons, the program, I don't know what it's called, Yes or We or Yay, or again, it's a name for it, but it's an organization, they got together and they go out and they felons for hire, yeah. They actually go out and get felons, look for people with records, train them, try to in construction and jobs that are lucrative, good paying jobs, factory work and things that they can do, there are still some manufacturing jobs in Akron, someplace, Malco, Rubbermaid, there are some still jobs out there, but they're hard to come by because there's so many people out of work.
They're all taken.
It's hard to come by. There's so many people out of work.
Are shut down.
Yeah, temporary services are.
They're paying you minimum wage. I mean, that's good. That's better than nothing. But if you're trying to pay
3 months,
$500 a month out of a minimum wage, you're not gonna get the best housing.
It's a struggle to live on minimum wage.
It is,
I've
you
done it.
you get your room or
raising
something.
a daughter by myself, and I had to struggle
get a room.
to
You get
just
your room
make
while you
minimum
live.
wage, because with rent, utilities, and groceries, you have nothing left having a minimum wage job.
You know,
Although
you
it's
get-
good to have it,
you get no
but you
house.
have to struggle to try to make ends
No,
meet
you get no-
and find other
get your
sources
Yeah,
to make
room,
you
that's
get
fine.
through what you gotta go through. It's a struggle anymore. I mean, it takes 4 jobs for 2 people just to make ends meet. People gotta work 2 jobs. That's a
get
job
laid
for this
off
person,
every
job for that person, and they're still struggling. There's something that needs to change.
But that's not just Akron. That's all
That's
over.
all over.
That's all over. Everybody's
That's
complaining.
everywhere.